Cool beans. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Fence of the Past. This is episode 66. And yes, that's the order I'll be saying with a dark voice at some point tonight. I should have said that last week, actually, now I think about it. In any case, tonight handling our recap will be Sun Soda.
Indeedy. Last time on the Phantoms of the Past. A quick jet of stream sends me into unconsciousness. I find myself in dark waters. Nothing blue, just dark, but I know I'm submerged. All around me I see visions of the past, of events of my legacy, bonds I've made along the way, friends that I have and friends that are gone. Some of these are becoming recent. Maybe I'm viewing the essence of my life. It's quite a humbling experience. Here I thought overcoming an original sin would mean that there wouldn't be much else in the world to challenge me. But things always have a way of surprising you. Let's take it from the top. All around Sora, she sees these windows into the recent past. She looks at her behavior with Reinhardt and cringes to herself. I admit, when I am annoyed with someone, I can be what some refer to as a little shit. All Reinhardt has been earnest in his reasons not to accept my affections. His mind on the Mouther that is responsible for the slaughter of all those he held dear. And how do I react? Like a petulant child. I let the fear of how Lewis handled his relationship with Minerva get in the way of the bigger picture, and treated him unfairly. But at least my friends, Judith and Amrit, don't make the same mistakes I make. As she says this, there's this window looking into both Judith and Amrut, holding a hand to each other, looking at one another, and Sora can't help but smile. They venture into uncomfortable ground. Instead of being at odds, they support each other, both verbal and written. It's beautiful. I'm overjoyed to see something for a long time coming. But it's done nothing to dampen my brother's annoying gift of Riz. Phoenix and the mice have actually become quite close, although their gluttony is starting to wane on their octopus chef's patience. A window showing all three mice just constantly trying to yoink more food from the octopus, but one of them is sent flying by one of those tentacles. Hopefully they come to an understanding at some point. And the window opens again to the venue of tonight. I wanted to finally take part in a party I only got to experience as a child. A true lawful good pirate kind of experience. We headed to said party where we were invited by the captain. However, we were greeted by two guards who wanted to test us by some games first, which I think they were just bored and wanted people to play with. To which Judith and Phoenix schooled the both of them with their powers of insight and deduction. An image of first walking into this establishment, seeing everyone there, the master running out the window to not be caught. But do not worry, Sora is no narc. We were served great food and drinks that made our tongues spew some rather salty salutes. Ballads of ships and piracy, and so much dancing. I may not be the best performer, but my core strength allows me some impressive work, if I say so myself. Phoenix, always sharing the moment with me. I truly could not have asked for a greater friend. But the one thing that I believe ties us together so well is our joint connection to the moon. And the image of the moon appears in Sora's mind But it's when she looks up and she sees its reflection above her against the ocean's surface, wobbling slightly. Not only because of her mother and the threats of metal rain infesting it, but to our runes. The moon was a source of the dark rune for Phoenix. Yet my family rune is tied to the moon's light. So it remains a mystery to me why it is connected. But I'm not afraid of it. I know is the reason why it bonds me and Phoenix so closely. Which is why the next part becomes so much more important to us. Reinhold had come to be a better man and talked to me about his reasonings for his hesitance. I relented and would dance with him. But Phoenix would see a light in the sky, and she alerted the rest of us the phantoms of the past came to make sure their secret died with us. Iron golems from the stars crashed down to silence us, injuring other bar patrons. We were attacked and forced to defend ourselves. These creatures, designed to take on the most powerful warriors of Elder Earth at that time, such as Palm, using a deadly steam aura to obscure sight and a perfected protection against pure force, able to revert it back upon us. An immunity to influences of the mind, they took us by surprise, for 2 additional ones would show. A Trinity force to end us once and for all. In that moment, Sora feels a tug and is brought back into consciousness from nature's mend of Lilith's magic, bringing her back from the brink. Ow, what happened? And in that moment, an iron fist sends her crashing back into that dark waters, her hands covering her face. Son of a science whore, ow! And shaking herself, she sees herself face to face with the giant avatar of her family rune, staring back at her. Don't look at me, I can't do anything. I can't always rely on you. But this allows me a moment to reflect. I was already invested in helping Phoenix, but these foes of old have made a very grave mistake. This is my home. These are the people I grew up around. They have done nothing wrong, and they have come here causing pain and suffering to my kin. Light comes back to my vision as I feel Amrut's hand secures around mine. Amrut, you watch as Sora walks away from you to look up towards the moon in this dark night. Her thoughts going to not allowing the hatred in, lest she become another cog in the cycle of Zabimaru's making. But she refuses to allow further transgressions against the ones she loves. I am furious. They do not realize yet just who they attack, who they decide were nothing more than mewling babes to silence. We are the Verses. We will not only become masters of our runes, we will become something even greater than the Primos, the masters of old. We will go beyond their expectations, standing and walking where once the heroes of 50 years ago once stood, and so much more. We will shatter their illusion of safety when we stand upon the surface of the moon and cast them back into the void between the stars. We will be the final chapter of Metal Rain.
Excellent. You get maximum inspirado. So whatever you had. If you had 1 or 2, now you're at 3. If you had none, you're at 3.
It's go time.
Not sure.
Noise. For the rest of the campaign, whenever we do recaps, we will just be maxing our bars, whether we have 1 or 2 or 0, or just go to 3 instead of rolling. Hopefully it's incentive if you're empty to refuel, but that will mean that there will be no excess flow. If someone like Judith who still on 1 inspiration, you can just max out somebody else's bar instead. With that said, let's jump into tonight's session. We picked up at the Tipsy Treasure as was described after the assault of the Trinity and their escape with some of our precious goods and a lot of information. But that information now goes 2 ways, as we got a glimpse into what Jenkins was doing with the guidance of everyone's favorite reporter and Amrit's blood magic. Speaking of Amrit's blood magic, Amrit, though not dying, seems to have slipped into a coma at the scene. And that is what we pick up. Let's do this. So you all have managed to stabilize Amrit to whatever extent that may be. But regardless, as the folks kind of come down and see what happened in that fight that supposedly in D&D rules took about 40 seconds, but we're gonna just say that fight took about 5 minutes. In any case, Amrit's unconscious and plenty of you are injured. What are you all doing? Anyone can snatch up the scene.
You said after his vision, you said Amrit went unconscious or into a coma.
Yeah, he like slipped out of it. He was viewing something far beyond our space, and he was severely injured from the fight. Those 2 things, along with his secret arts, has slipped him into unconsciousness.
Lilith would look over Amrit and see if she can't ascertain what put him into that condition.
You do medicine or arcana?
I believe she is more into medicine. Where's that? There we go.
You're not entirely sure what his capabilities are, but you understand that his body is just beyond exhausted. Not the mechanical term of exhaustion we use in our game, but you think with some rest he'll recover. However, anything you can do to ease his current situation is warranted, because in his current situation with his exhaustion, he's liable to wake up with madness.
She can care for his physical well-being.
Lilith, this may be a great time to practice your cleanse, if you want to join me. If anything, clear up the skies inside of his head.
It's a good idea. Count me in.
I'm a little embarrassed, but I will watch you perform your training. Maybe I can learn something from you.
Sora will gently place her hand on top of Amrit's head, and she will not only expend one of her divine hands, her last one, since she used both of them during that fight, as a golden glow will begin emanating over Amrit's head, and she closes her eyes. I'm ready when you are, Phoenix.
Phoenix will place one hand on top of yours and the other hand on Amrit's shoulder.
And we will use our action to cleanse. With Phoenix, there'll be a d20 plus 10.
Okay. He doesn't wake up, but when he does, you don't have to worry about him having madness. You've eased his pain. Now he's just sleeping.
This golden glow wraps around his whole body. Almost everyone kind of sees tangible wind slowly and gently caressing his form, his white hair being almost like soothed in a motherly fashion, before finally it wraps around Sora's hand and fades. He should be sleeping a bit better now.
So my internet was getting messed up, so I think I missed a little bit of it. But what do we know? What happened to Amber? He just passed out.
He seems to have slipped into a coma while at the end here.
Is there anything that I could tell? I know that was a medicine thing before, but is there anything that I could tell by kind of looking after looking at his body, or also kind of knowing, because he is a clone, or the beginnings of clones?
Yeah. So I don't know if you missed this as well, but they did do a cleanse check, and he's gonna.
I saw that. I just don't know what that is. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna wake up and be fine now. So it's already kind of been resolved. Now, if you want to further tend to him, sure, but mechanically it's been resolved.
Okay. Yeah. Further, I'll be there to help him make sure it doesn't look like he's like, tongues hanging out or something like that. So he looks more presentable, I guess, as we're gonna be carrying him.
Yeah, he's still unconscious, but he's safe now, we should say. Which I guess another point of order would be is that you guys don't have that space information yet, even though we were treated to at the end of the session, because he hasn't woken up to told you yet.
Yeah, given that Amrit seems to be as good as we're going to be able to get him at this moment, Phoenix is going to rise up and go back inside, and she's just going to start searching through the debris, the overturned chairs and everything, looking for anything, remnants of Jenkins, of the metal gods that came down. She's just going to be turning the place over.
All right, you can go an investigation check in that room. It'll take you a while. You won't find anything immediately, but yeah.
Yeah. Nope, she is so overcome by loss. She doesn't see diddly squat.
There is a so you don't see much, but what you do see is there is a tiny piece of Jenkins, just like the braille coding that you kind of write onto him. Tiny little slate that's his name. Nothing of importance, but for you it could be all you have left of him. But you'll be able to rebuild him, I'm sure.
She will pick that up and hold it tightly in her fist.
What happened down here? I went to sleep. Oh my, the Dipsy treasure's destroyed.
You could thank the invaders for that.
Who are the invaders?
The Metal Rain.
They're back. God damn it.
Kitagura and Tiga inform Captain Clutch of what happened here. We should let the elders know as soon as possible. But for now, you all should get home. Your dragon turtle can protect you. There's no way they would return with a full-blooded dragon turtle ready to defend against you.
So as they said that we should tell the elders about that, I'm already using sending to say to the elder, I can't remember the name, but the main one that we've been talking to, the head one.
Sure.
I'll say we were attacked while hanging out. We were attacked by the Trinity of the Metal Rain. We're okay. There are losses. There are deaths. Be back soon.
Okay, those are the three standing masters, Hyrene being the newest. Did you write that to Hyrene in particular, or did the eldest of them, Gerdo?
Well, Gerdo's the one that we've been talking to the most, so I'd go with them.
Okay. All right, so you write it to the old lady.
Yeah.
They would respond. How many characters do I get? Or not characters, letters,
25.
words, I mean.
Yep, 25.
25, okay. So you'll pay attention to the chat and eventually I'll have something read out for you, but you guys can continue RPing for now.
Sure.
Captain, I hate to be rude, but you got any excess metals or baubles laying around in the hull of the ship?
Sorry about that. What's typing that message out? He looks at you and he tells you, chandeliers made of metal. We've got metal on all the kegs. My boots made of metal.
I'm not taking your boots.
Well, I still got a few spare underwears. I think they're called something belts. To protect my livelihood. I can give you
She
those.
not only rolls her eyes, she rolls her whole damn head.
Phoenix, I still have this that you gave me, as she will present. They at least managed to not take this off of me. Do you think it would be enough?
No, you keep that. That's for you.
Let's at least allow it to be an option if you needed to.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you know, she will take whatever was in her hand and she'll put it in one of her pockets. Gotta start over.
Is there anything I can do?
No, it's just gonna be a long night.
Sora, with the back of her hand, wipes some blood out of the corner of her lip, looking up to the sky again, to the moon. They made a grave mistake, friends. We will make them regret tonight. I promise. We're going to get you to that moon, Phoenix.
Damn right. Right now, we just gotta look towards tomorrow.
She gently will try and get Amrut over her, one of his arms over her shoulder, as everyone looks like they're being prepared to leave. I'm serious, though. We will become masters, but even more than that. They expect the warriors of 50 years ago. Let us show them what this generation, our generation, is exactly capable of.
And Falcon will also use just another spell slot to, a third level spell slot to just tell them exactly where we are, because I didn't say that in the first thing. But then after that, I will let everyone know they have. We need to head back to complete the trials. Apparently by sundown, and they're gonna send some defenders to us.
I had hoped to be at my best, but we will just have to do what we can.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back. My tools are there.
Vacation is over. There's a lot of work to be done now.
Excellent. Your captain does manage to give you cannonballs and all the other medals he has. And Barney walks up to you. Here, this is for busting down doors. He takes just a headpiece off of his siege weapon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're all method actors anyways. The only one that's ever seen real battle is Captain Clutch.
I won't forget you guys when this is all done. I will pay you back. Promise.
Great. And he goes and looks at Emerald. Can't believe you beat all of his exes. I know you probably can't hear me right now. Only a true lover's words can wake you from such a catastrophe. Emerald, you wake up.
What happened?
We got our asses whooped.
I know after that.
You went to
You-
sleep.
Lost consciousness. But we looked after you.
Don't be embarrassed. It happens to the best of us.
Why would it happen to you? What happened?
Fuck. He'll sit up. I've developed something. I can see echoes or memories from objects. It's not easy. So yeah, it probably fucked me up. I probably did more than I should have. But I saw them take Jenkins. I saw them hook him up to something. Run tests. Some kind of scan, maybe. They're
Wait,
changing him, Phoenix.
what do you mean you saw him? He was unconscious when they took him.
He'll open his hand and you'll see like the piece that he like picked up after they nabbed Jenkins.
She looks at it, her eyes wide. But if you saw him, that means he was still kind of with it, like kind of there.
Maybe for now, but he's already not the same. Whatever they're doing, whatever machinery they have, it's changing him.
Fuckers are gonna use my own creation against us.
Maybe it's not all for naught. He is more advanced than just your average automaton. You gave him a life. Maybe he can remember that.
He is.
Hopefully, but he's also. They look like they are pretty well advanced up there. So hopefully he has enough of a spirit to be able to fight through it.
It
What do you
appears
do in the meantime, Phoenix? Can
Not
you
gonna
recreate Jenkins again here?
I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna sleep tonight, but yeah, I'm gonna try.
Well, I think that they want us to do the trials tonight.
Thought the trials were tomorrow.
Yes, they are tomorrow. We at least have tonight.
Yep. Well, no, that what they just told me was that it needs to be done by sunrise. Sounds like things have been rushed.
Did they get word of the attack?
Yeah, I just told him.
Well, then I'll just have to do this then as I am.
Said word for word, return to Bojack. He will protect you. We must complete the trials come sunrise. Defenders en route.
And let's get to him, and I'll try and rest while I can, at least to prepare myself.
Oh, sunrise after a long rest. That's about it.
Vacation's over. It's
Yeah.
time we get back on track.
Ember will stand up. We'll do what we can.
In here, I thought I could finally start to work on my tan.
You tan?
Not really, but it was my attempt at a joke.
Oh. Sorry, it's so rare you try to do so.
Well, even I try to loosen up a little bit from time to time.
What do you do with Aiden? Do you is that just a shell as well, or?
Whenever Aiden is slain in combat, you just see the chunks of wood or whatever the remnants are. They quickly decay into almost like a rotten wood. You know how it's kind of like it's no longer sturdy or hardwood. It's more like mushy until it just quickly decays into nothing. And then Lilith looks to you. Once I've had some time, I can bring him forth again.
That's good. I'll get up and walk side by side with Amrut, making sure, kind of let you feel that I'm close. It's gonna be okay.
I lean on you.
Yeah, come on, I'm doing great, said Lilith.
Doesn't really need it.
Are you scared from what you saw up there?
Scared? Maybe. I mean, it felt familiar. Maybe different, foreign, or more advanced, but yeah, stuff like that still scares me a bit.
When I saw a glimpse and I saw the Mind Flayer Warden, I was scared, but also furiously curious. I'm glad. I don't like that you had to see something like that to go through something, but I'm glad that we at least have seen something like that together.
Sure. Yeah. Small comforts.
Yeah. I'll just head to the dock thing, where everyone else is.
And as you guys make it to that portion of the bridge, the Reinhold and Lilith, you're also having a discussion. You can complete that now.
It's no problem at all. I'm just making sure everyone else is okay.
Yeah.
I just wish we could have done more, Saul.
There's not many in this world that would be able to survive the ordeal that we just did. We should be thankful to be alive at all.
He doesn't respond.
I know you have grown a little close to Sora, but we should all get to know each other a little better. We'll work better as a team. If we can learn how the others think.
A more genuine smile forms over his face as he kind of looks over his shoulder. That would be nice. Come on. We shouldn't leave everybody waiting on us.
Of course. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll insight.
It's all right.
It's a little bit difficult to read his expressions, but he seems at least happy that he's starting to open up a little bit.
And she'll follow silently until we catch up with the rest.
All right. So eventually you all would catch up and make it back to Baby Mello, who had carry you across the waters, but we won't go to the loading screen because it has really calm, nice music, and this is not a really calm, nice night. Instead, we will eventually make it all the way towards our base where Bojack the Defender remains, our turtle, dragon turtle. Once you guys get here, you're free to RP some more if you'd like, or start your long rest. I will at the very least ask you how you end your night if you're not interested in continuing any RP threats. And then we'll come to the morning. Take note of the amount of exhaustion you have, just in case it's not listed on your sheet, because it looks like on this new map you guys don't have any. Well, Bojack is here, ready to defend you. You can see Dapple is extra kind of attentive tonight, and Baby Mello would bring you all ashore. Or rather, his back? Still ashore to go on someone's back? I don't know. Anyways.
I would like to say during the trip,
Sure.
Sora had eventually sat next to Reinhold and has tiredly leaned up and rested her head on his shoulder. I'm going to take a little bit. Can you watch over me?
He just gives a slight nod. Just compared to how he usually is, or his body language is almost very loose and like constantly moving around. It seems very rigid, I guess is one way of explaining it. Or he's like purposely holding himself a lot more upright than usual.
At that point, she'd butt her head against your forehead, against your shoulder. Hey, you did what you could. Don't let it bring you down. It's what they want.
I can't seem to hide anything from you.
Oh, shit.
No, no!
Got him. Give me a,
Hey.
No, Judith!
You rolled a 1, Cake.
give me
We're on the water!
give me that D10,000.
I thought it's gonna be a 20.
100.
No, it's a 1 as well.
No, it's only a nat 1.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on.
What do you
What's
mean?
regular wild magic? Is there nat 20 and not nat 1?
It's not one, I'm pretty sure.
That's one.
Is it a 1? Okay, I got confused for a second. D10,000.
Double check.
10,000?
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot more on the ocean.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this
sure,
isn't the normal list. Oh, Lord.
So,
A D-
meanwhile,
a D what? 10,000.
10,000.
What the fuck is that?
Sora's just having a somber moment with Reinhold and bam, Fireball.
Say cheese guy. Oh, fuck.
That's only 1,000.
Oh, 10,000? Jeez.
Oh, yeah. That's an
Supposed to
extra
be
zero.
10 or 1.
2, 3. There we go.
Oh,
You
jeez.
just,
Oh, okay.
you forgot that
Are you sure?
Oh, it scared the shit out of me.
you rolled a 10,000.
Yeah, you did do 1D. You just did 10,000.
The suspense is killing me.
Okay.
Hey.
Starts
Oh.
with 69.
Yeah.
So this is the end of the campaign, Lo.
Oh my gosh.
I mean.
All right, let's open up this.
Oh my god. I just don't kill Mellow, Cake.
Did I have you do it right?
Hey, this is not me doing this.
Yeah, it kind of is though.
I mean, you know the risk, so you can't say it's not you.
Well, yeah, but they had it was a beautiful moment. I just imagine like them, like the sun's kind of going, is like down, and like the star over
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh,
water.
no.
and, like,
We got you. We got you. Yeah, yeah,
No, we get
In
why.
Private moment.
yeah. Yeah.
Emphasis
However.
on was.
However. All right, so 69, 79. Sorry, that says a long
From
list.
greatness.
Wow. Okay. So your body turns into porous wax.
Mine does.
What?
Yeah. And while you're wax, you're going to be vulnerable to fire damage because you'll melt.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
no.
Judith became a wax person.
Do I get to like move and stuff?
Yeah, you're able to move and stuff as normal, but you're a porous waxer now. And when you do a long rest, you can make a con save to recover from this, or it'll persist.
Awesome.
So, how does this? I would like to see. Cake, I bet this makes a weird noise when this happens, or
Oh,
something.
thank God! I didn't think about it like that. You just-
Oh no. It's like
Well,
solid wax.
I'm porous. Yeah, it's not a sponge or it's not goo. It's brittle. So I imagine I would just walk around like it's like, oh shit, oh whoa, look at my hands.
You look different, Judith. Like, very different.
Can you not control your habits?
What are you talking about? My habits to capture beautiful moments.
It was bound to catch up to you eventually.
That's okay. This is, and I'll pull out the picture of the two of them in this like beautiful little moment. I'll say, this right here was well worth it.
I guess you are wick for your age. Really?
Was that
Nothing? Got it.
Was that? Did you take that from Lilith? Is that one of her jokes? Or?
Kind of.
Well, that's a shot in two different directions.
Lilith is like, it's. I mean, yeah, this is this thing. It potentially like really sucks. I mean, and she's vulnerable to fire, and her goddess is the goddess of flame. So it's a whole thing. But at the same time, you know, curiosity is something that drives her, and so this right here, she's trying to hold off as much as she possibly can to not take another photo.
Sora will begin to just laugh and hold on to both Phoenix and Ryan, and she'll just enjoy the rest of this evening after that note, honestly.
Amber was asleep the whole time.
Reynold just seems to stare out into the water as Mello swims forward.
Okay. Unless there's any more viewings at sea, we could arrive at our base.
Phoenix will immediately make her way to the back room. If y'all need me, I'll be in the room. But please don't need me.
Okay. Reinhold, maybe we should check in with the doctor. Get some of these steam burns looked at.
Are there any remnants of the burns I can send to those?
It's more so just how tiring the burn feeling was. I used to deal with my master's extremely hot steam baths, but this was something else.
Would you like some aloe wraps?
I appreciate it, Lilith. But I think we'll check in with the doctor up here. You should probably reserve your strength for tomorrow.
Well, if you ever like a more friendly touch, I can help you later then.
Listen, what he and she does on her off time is none of our business.
Well, I just don't fully trust what their inclinations may lead to.
You can trust anyone from the islands, Lilith. Isn't that right, Doppo?
Let me
See,
tell you the story of the three-legged samurai once more.
And with that, I will take my leave.
I'm gonna go to the doctor as well.
Oh yeah, you should probably... You know, it'd be kind of convenient. You can now make your own stamps.
We're back. look paler. Am I imagining that?
Judith is going to kind of put her hand like on her neckline where there's like a little necklace and cast light, so the light like shoots through all of the porous. I am more of a rune warrior than ever before.
Okay, what happened?
Oh, it's simple. I took a photo, and I guess the magic of the seas came back at me. But this is kind of interesting. I don't know how long this will last, really, per se, but yeah.
That's not permanent, is it? What even is it? Is it? You're like
All right.
shiny.
I don't know. It kind of smells like kind of smells like a honeysuckle and melon, maybe.
All right, as long as nothing happens. Don't they have like a doctor here?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go say hello to them for sure.
All right, yeah, let's go.
The mistress is getting dressed, but when you guys arrive, Dr. Phineas quickly reappears. You can still see the leather leggings on, but he has his normal doctor get up. I've heard there was a commotion at the Tipsy Treasure. Filthy pirates.
Not pirates this time, unfortunately, but iron golems from the stars.
Iron golems. I see. You're in no condition for tomorrow's trial, but I'll do what I can to get you up to speed.
Thank you, Dr. Phineas.
It's just Phineas. For you.
Thank you, my friend Phineas.
No. Just Phineas, not my friend Phineas.
Phineas it is.
Yes, indeed. Though Lady in Leather says that she would be more than your friend if need. In any case, tonight I shall tend to your wounds.
Also, I believe my friend Judith may need your help.
Yeah,
What
I think
happened now?
Hey, how you doing? I think something with the magic on the ocean kind of affected me.
He looks you over, examines you. This is it. This is wild magic. It seems like your own might and constitution will be needed to overcome it. Impossible to purge it, even with things like the spell magic would fail. There are thousands of things that can happen to you out there on the oceans. Please be safe and responsible.
Oh yeah, of course.
I've seen about 10,000 different cases since I've been here in the island, but that's just a random number.
Which one was the worst?
I think it's number 10,000 where everything happens to you all at once.
Oh. That sounds awful.
We don't bother keeping track of it. We just decide that person's dead.
Fair enough.
In any case, I will make sure that each of you get what rest you needed. So, here, take these pills. The blue ones, not the red ones, those are mine. And then here, use this bandages right here. And then rub this oil on each other's bodies. Finally, drink this salted water. Okay, sorcery. Okay.
Salty.
Yep. Now, when you wake up in the morning, you should be proper ready for the examinations. As for you, Judy, I'd keep someone smart around. They may be able to walk you through it.
Thank you, Phineas. You're a miracle worker.
Thanks. I just wish I had a flash of genius to figure out something for our friend Judith here, but that's me, just a doctor.
I'm sure we'll figure something out. And if not, yeah, it'll be fine.
You look
confident.
flammable, and there's lots of fire tomorrow. I'm sure you'll all be fine. Time for me to go. I hear someone calling me. Hello, come inside. This lady lost. Yeah, I'll be back.
Was that another voice, or was that like his own mouth?
His own mouth. He covered his face over his coat when he spoke.
All right, yeah. Take care, Doc. For fuck's sake.
What?
Do I even need to say anything on that one at all?
Was that all that was necessary?
Well, you probably don't get ducks around here, but that guy's a fucking quack. I'm going inside.
That is very rude, and he's just right there. He can hear you.
Great.
That's fine.
Ooh, he is in a bad mood.
Yeah, I mean, when you look into the deep darks of space, I mean, I'm sure you don't wake up in a good mood.
I suppose it does have a habit of looking back at you. Sorry. Well, I will at least try and get some rest for tonight. Try and, I would say keep things bright, but you kind of have it handled.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go.
Just gives Judith a nod and seems to wander off.
Okay. Phoenix, I see you getting your shop all set up down there.
Yeah, I like all the tools out on the table. So she is not even asking permission. She's going through any crates that were still closed. She's looking for anything and everything to help build another construct. And if the mice started to come to her asking for food or whatnot, she'd just be, not right now. I have work to do. And she's just gonna start monologuing this thing. But I can't believe that he's gone. He's been with me since before everything. He was with me before I got admitted into the university. He was with me when I still didn't even know my lineage. And I wouldn't say he's my best friend because Sora's my best friend, but he's my freaking companion. And all I have left is this little piece of metal that has the first 3 letters of his model number. And I can't let him go. I have to recreate him. I gotta bring him back. Amrit says he's gone. Amrit says they're taking over his mind. I'm not gonna let them do that to him. I gotta bring him back. And she's just going on, running around, not running literally, but actually floating around, thanks to her cape, around the room, grabbing this tool, grabbing that tool, forgetting where she set the pliers down, looking for them frantically, and she is just lasered in and not going to be noticing anything that's going on other than what she's working on.
Yeah, they just watch you attentively, and they've got the cat, but you're just so distracted it doesn't matter. All right, so just to see if anyone else is doing anything tonight, I'll go down the line. If you really want to have a scene, you can just tell me now. We'll jump straight to you. So I'll come down the line. We'll double tap just your closeout, Phoenix, if that wasn't it. Lilith.
Oh, when she was alone, she was just letting out her emotions as she was kind of reflecting on the night before, on the night earlier in the night. But as she sees Emerald and Sora kind of head to the bedroom, she's just going to follow them in there. Tries to do it quietly, but as she tries to get into the little hammock there, I guess she didn't distribute her weight properly and just hits the floor, kind of embarrassed, and she just crawls back up and quietly just goes to sleep.
Okay. Phoenix, close out that whole thing you started. Whatever you gotta do.
I will say there wasn't enough metal to make something of the stature of Jenkins previously, so this one is going to be about the same height as Phoenix, 3 feet-ish tall. So more eye to eye with her. But as she works through the night and the candle gets shorter, she is recalling everything that Clamdor taught her. She is very attention to detail, but it's been a very long day and the emotions have taken a toll, and before the sun comes up she almost finishes it, but there's still a door on the back of him that's open, and she falls asleep when she's just shy of the finish line on creating him. But the thing is adorable, cute. He's got a big head with these round eyes. I will have to find his picture.
I can share it if you want me to.
Yeah, that would be great.
Always. All right.
Short little legs with the larger midsection.
Here we go. In chat, remember you can click an image and blow it up to see its full size. There's a link.
Yeah, so he's kind of like copperish and orange. His eyes are not lit up yet until she powers them on, but that is what he's gonna look like.
When you do fall asleep from exhaustion, you had mentioned a tiny bit of the being incomplete. The real Trinity, not the Iron Trinity, but the trio of cheese, look over at each other, and Peanut is crying. We upset our mother, our goddess, our queen. Oh, she didn't even feed me my 7th dinner, only the first 6. Listen up, boys. This is our time to shine. We've done one thing more than anything else in this world, and that's eat. But the second most we've ever done is watch. Now bear witness one last time to greatness. Look around you. There's kegs, there's bottles, that filthy toy over there. Let's complete this mofo. Let's bring our boy home. We're war veterans after all. Ooh, ah. The 3 of them walk over to the machine. They don't know if they can do it, but the avocados are behind them and they're all clapping and stuff. Let's do it for the ladies, boys. And they begin to repair what's left, what's done. And that's kind of what ends there. With that said, who's next on the game listed? Emerald. Emerald, close us out your nighttime.
Sure. Emmer kind of stormed off the bed. His girlfriend's very flammable now. He's very upset about it. He'll lay down. His eyes are probably closed. He doesn't actually like drift and like go to sleep for a few hours. When he does, he'll just have it's not a dream, it's a memory. Mainly it's kind of syncopating with the images he saw on the ship of Jenkins being, altered and like changed against his will. He'll just have memories of his own life, like being on like an operating table in darkness, just seeing people just cut into him and things like that. No anesthetic, just so he just doesn't. Basically, the memories kind of blend together as one, and just really mess with him as he just has a very uncomfortable sleep, we'll say. Also, did he get any exhaustion, by the way?
You whatever the doctor would have tended to you.
Okay.
So those of you
But yeah,
who
that's
have
it.
those of you who have exhaustion will be losing could be resetting if you only have 2. But
Nice.
yeah, because you're gonna lose 1 naturally, and then the doctor's gonna take your last one. Hey, you fall asleep thinking about what you've seen, things that you've only ever heard rumors of, and it's kind of fucked because some of that stuff you experience, and I'm sure you can reflect on this yourself, kind of reminds you of the test tubes and all that stuff they did to yourself, making you the perfect warrior at the risk of making you mentally unstable. In any case, Amra, thank you for your input. Reinhold, hold us out for your scene.
Reinhold, upon returning to the island, just wanders over to the lily pads that he and Sora had eaten at and just lays down, staring up at the stars above. He kind of just sits there for a while, not really saying anything or making a sound, just staring up as his body is sprawled across the pad. The slight ripple of the water kind of occasionally shifting the surface. It feels familiar to him. But all that really runs through his head is the various scenes from the fight of the steam slowly shooting outwards, of that creature peering through, of all the civilians just unable to really do anything and knocked out to the side, of him losing control for a moment, but all that force being turned back on them, of his strength not being enough. And for a moment, an image flashes in his mind of a girl, smile sprawled across her face, as she'd just beaten him in a competition of whoever could do the most sit-ups, as he just lays exhausted on the ground and she's just jumping up and down excitedly. Would you have been able to do it, Amelia? He raises a hand up to the sky and looks at the tattoos that are sprawled across it. Why did you choose me, Baba Vaya? She would have been able to do so much better. And as slight tears slowly start to well, he just closes his eyes and kind of let the waves drift him off to sleep.
Excellent. Judith, what do you up to? What is your scene out?
Judith would be up for a little bit, just kind of, taking the notes of the day and all that fun stuff. She would also kind of experiment a little bit, like kind of like pressing on this waxy skin. She would definitely, take note of that. And, she's obviously worried about what happened, but she's a very good liar. she doesn't like to do it often, and yeah, she allows herself to like let some of the worry seep in for a moment, and then she eventually will go to sleep in the hammock over here, but she's gonna trance. And I was wondering if when I do this trance thing, I know I'm able to move around a skill. Would I be able to move around a save or no?
No, just assume.
Okay. Then I will keep my cooking tool proficiency, but I would kind of like be speaking to my past lives to see if whatever they could tell me about the wild magic ocean, and if any of them have ever come across something like that, and you know, I would just pretty much be myself investigating myself about the ocean.
So I meet you halfway.
Okay.
In 5e, every class, if you don't know, with the exception of the fighter, a lot of people don't know this, gets one good saving throw and one bad, as in one frequently used and one not used. So if you would like to move your dex to con, you can, but you cannot move your charisma to con. So you keep the one good and one bad save. You don't have to, but there's an option just to keep the format in the balance.
No, I mean it's fine. It's fine. I think
Okay.
if anything, then I'll keep all the same, but I would just try to learn as much as I can about it, so I would have my hopes that I could learn more about it, so I have a better chance of fixing things in the morning.
Heard.
Okay,
Yeah,
that would be it.
you would speak to your elders and your family. Most of them would say that unfortunately from long ago they weren't on the islands but middle of the center, the map. But some of them would still guide you fictionally on how to manage this. And what I'll do is I'll have that translate to the DC being lowered by 2.
Thank you.
Excellent. So as you do eventually drift, or I guess trance away, Sora, close out the night.
She had snuck in to not alert Amro because he seems pretty on edge, and she eases herself. She eases herself into the hammock, and then Lilith, shortly after, having some difficulty, pretends not to hear anything. She is just looking at the tattoo on her palm. One of the 3 she gave to her brother and to Ogobas. Her finger tracing around the symbol of what she had intended to be the marking of the leader of the Aku. At this moment, she doesn't feel like much of a leader as she is someone blundering around forward, always managing to fall, but in that direction. And to herself, she will think that it appears the time of being a child is over. And if she is to be Sun Sora of the Aku, she must not lose her way. But I have to grow up. The world needs us. And I will grow to be better. Let the challenges come. In the morning, I'll be ready. And she'll close her eyes and close her fist, making a promise to herself that she won't fall again.
Just like that, everyone falls asleep. Or well, mostly some of you are trancing. Tomorrow would come as tomorrow always does. Just promise to no one. You would see that Inkwell's shop is closed down. Challengers of the final trial you have to take in your own merit alone. Come the morning, one thing that must be resolved is Judas Khan saying.
Please use inspiration.
Your boyfriend said it, so.
We do have reroll con, or reroll
Yeah, you brought
info.
that
So
up. Are you here, Judith?
Nope, I was muted the whole time. Jesus.
oh
Anyways.
no.
Yeah, no. So Judith wakes up before everybody because she tranced for only a few hours, the 4 hours. She was gonna go wake up Phoenix, but you know, that's a whole thing. So she wouldn't bother Phoenix. So anyway, so she wakes up and we'll do it. Con save. There we go.
Oh, Judy? That's awesome. Remember, it might not have seemed like a big deal to you when I decreased the DC by 2, but it was. 18 is exactly what you needed.
There we go.
That's awesome.
She kind of gets like this feeling of like, you know, she's only been able to trance for a little bit, so she hasn't been able to speak to her past lives for for 50 years of her life. But now that she has, she's like just very grateful for them and for herself, I guess, but mostly for for them. And she will, because of that, she would go and I know we can't do like fancy dishes from Inkwell, but Judith will go right to the flame and cook regular breakfast for everybody.
Excellent. Inkwell would help you, but this time he takes a secondary seat, allowing you to be the star of the show.
Oh yeah. Say, look, this is what I learned from the pirates. I'll make him an alcoholic drink as we're doing this.
Two things happen before we move along. One, let's see how good you do on that food, Judith. And two, Phoenix, when you come through, there's this eerie aura in the room, and the trio, the Chizo, are cowering behind you. I promise, we didn't touch much. I promise. But something is standing over you. It's even though it's small in frame, it seems towering in this moment. And there's an aura about it.
What do you mean? As she turns around. Oh, good, I finished it. All right, Jenkins, let's see if you remember this. I installed this in the first version of you. And she reaches out a hand for the secret handshake that she had with him.
He looks at your hand and he just puts something rotten into it.
What the hell? Where did you get and she turns around at the mice. Please tell me you didn't. What did you do?
There's only missing a tiny piece. We've patched him up real good.
No, my God, no. And she starts pushing the buttons or switches to turn it off. Opening the back door, and she looks in there. Did you put this in him?
What
She
is
pulls
it?
out the doll.
Oh yeah, it was a nice finishing touch. Home away from home.
Oh my God, this was from Derek from the Town of Tears. This is one of the survivors thing. Oh my God. Okay, she puts her clenched fist to her forehead. Breathe. All right, she takes it out and she looks inside to see if she can find any other crossed wires or anything like that.
There's a spark plug, and it looks like it's running through its whole body. It's tangled up, and it's forming vaguely a heart worth of wires, how they're wrapped. and there's something beating in the middle of it, producing a faint sound every occasionally, but can be closed and silenced when the box is closed.
I ain't got time for this. All right, she takes the doll out, puts it back with her other trinkets, and she will close the door and she will put her hands on the shoulders of the robot and turn it around to face her and looking into the bioluminescent eyes. I'm guessing you're not Jenkins. She's looking for any response from it, and I'm sure it's not positive.
Just blinks twice with its lights, no sound at all. Yum, yum.
Okay, we will you are gonna have to do. Oh God, we're to talk about trial by fire. This is one hell of a day for a new. All right, you and me. She points to it and she points to herself. You and me. I give the orders. You do what you're told. No hurting anybody that you're going to meet in the next 5 minutes. Okay?
Does this mean Jenkins is dead?
She kind of floats to the floor like a deflated balloon. He's gone. I don't know if he's dead. I hope he's not dead. Amrit saw him, but he's gone. And this malfunction or whatever it is going to have to do for now.
It won't kill us in its sleep, will it?
I hope not. There's a kill switch on it. Well, not kill you. Kill switch means depower. That's a bad choice of words right there. I'm going to need to work on that.
You got a kill switch, boys. Run!
She just sighs as she looks at it. I did most of you. They did very little. You've got to be good for something. Come on now. And she just pats it on its shoulders. And we will see how this goes.
Excellent. The rest of you, breakfast is smelling good. Not inkwell good, but good. So 10 is average. So a 9 doesn't mean it's shit. It just means it's not as good as usual. And then it's not exceptional. But you do see, so maybe you're distracted, Judith, because your pants starts to get on fire because you see these 3 trio guys. They're just running in circles, talking about there's no escape to this place. It's a maze. And they're freaking out really bad.
Yeah, I think I'm focused on the flame. I've like burnt my hand a little bit. It's like I'm getting a little dirty. I'm like, this is not going well.
Oh wow, that looks fun. I'll join in.
No, we're being pursued by one of her kill switch killers.
Phoenix will snap her fingers. Over here. Chill out. It's okay. Look, he's friendly.
Star, you see the trio point to it. He's the murderer. He's got a kill switch.
Oh, he looks.
I
Is that
had a-
Jenkins or?
No. I tried. I really, really tried, but he doesn't know our handshake. He doesn't talk. He just does beep boop bop. I tried, but I don't think I can.
Maybe you just need to give him some time. It is his first day being alive.
Yeah, and I apparently had some help that I didn't request. And she looks towards the mice.
Just crying.
Sora will extend her hand in a almost like a greeting fashion to not Jenkins. Well, hello. I am Sun Sora. It is nice to meet you.
It just kind of looks at you and tilts its head and blinks like 3 times.
Oh, this is a greeting from the mainland, I learned. If you want, you can shake my hand.
I tried that. It just looks at you with a blank face.
All in good time, then.
Yep.
Just give it
It's-
some time. I'm sure you'll figure out how to get your friend back.
I know it doesn't make sense, but sometimes you gotta like find a name for them to start being friendly, or maybe that's just in the minds of us creators. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I hope today's gonna be okay.
Well, knowing the dungeons are essentially. Oh, they're taking me away. Fuck it. The dungeons go into the islands, so we will be prepared. We will have to be prepared for very primordial forces. But I know we can do this. We have to do this. Everyone, I think Judith prepared us some food. Let's gather up and let's actually sit down and talk to each other about what we're going to do.
Yeah, you know that Judith is not porous anymore.
Well done, Judith. I knew you could overcome it.
Oh yeah, no big deal. All good. It's had I guess a little help from my past selves. This is not maybe the most amazing breakfast, but hey, you know, I'm learning. We'll get there.
I'm starving.
Sure, it's great.
Well, you never have to worry because you always have me prepared. As she pulls out a pouch and dabbles a little bit of salt on it.
It is seasoned, right?
Yeah, it's just extra crispy because things are burnt. I got a little maybe too heavy-handed on the fire. I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to use it anymore.
Fair enough.
How are we all feeling this morning? Any revelations or otherworldly dreams visiting us last night?
You know, I don't think I've had any of those nightmares since that metal god was taken care of. Interesting.
Lucky you.
I'm guessing you're not so lucky.
No, but I think the one last night was all me, so there's something.
I wonder why they chose you. Wait. Wasn't there something relating to the Illithids from your Brotherhood days, or was that a bad dream on my part?
I mean, not that I know of, but
Hmm.
there's no fucking telling. Well, I do know they have weird machines, and maybe that's where they developed that from, for all I know.
You know what? I should have asked you. Do you think you could draw what you saw before you lose it? It might come in handy in the future when we get back up there.
I can try, but we only had like 4 art classes.
How about you can describe it to me and I can attempt to paint it?
Ah, there's an idea. Mixture of the two. You want to wait till we eat or what?
Yes, let us eat first. And just want to say that we will do this. We will become masters and more. We will kick those squiddies off the moon.
Masters of what?
Of our runes, of spirits, of ourselves.
That's a lot of fucking mastery.
Then we'll become something beyond that. We will have to defy their expectations of us.
What? Are you talking about something else other than what you're actually talking about right now, or?
I'm talking about all the forces against us. Not only is
Yeah,
it the Illithids, but it's the Brotherhood, it's the Mouthers, and I can't help but feel like there's still something there we have not seen yet.
Sora's saying they like DJ Khaled right now. They don't want us to win.
But they don't.
We the best.
We're not yet, we're not. We got creamed last night.
I mean, nothing new.
But it should be the
There are
old.
There are plenty of times in this life that you're not going to be the strongest, and that's okay as long as you can get back up and keep and try again.
A constant lesson in my life, but these foes have been around for a long time and have prepared for strength from the past. I believe together we will become something that will defy no matter what device or strength they come up with.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like, you know how Palm or Mother Nature probably were back in the day. Who they probably never lost a fight, right? We'll never be like that, but you know, we'll get there.
You know what? Everyone keeps talking about primos and masters of runes. What if we become something on our own? Something different? Something of our choosing?
I don't care to be a master of a
That's
rune.
fine. That's fine, Judith. You don't have to be. You're amazing
I
on
mean,
your
like-
own.
That's part of this whole thing. There's been plenty of times that I've seen people with all these rune powers get obsessed with it. They become obsessed with power and be tainted, like Palm. So
It's not power I'm after. It's being better. Being better for other people. I don't want mastery over these runes simply because it gives me more power. It's a way of allowing me to become more in tune with the world. Allowing me to protect people. It's all I want.
Might I intrude?
Go ahead.
He puts one arm around you, one arm upon Lilith. You know, I'm a bit of a master myself.
Oh, really?
I'm classified as a rune master of water. But here's the truth, Sora. That the world doesn't tell the common people. So get that notebook ready, Judith. Most rune masters never mastered their runes. They just been at the academy long enough, or they had enough successful fights to be given the rank of master. Never given a seat. In any case, I'm still an advanced rune user. What each of you are going through today, being taken into the Temple of Trials to meet with one of the original masters in the world who's lived for 400 or 500 years, maybe longer. You have a chance to truly become a master. The people at the academy you used to attend, most of your teachers, we heard a lot about you, including your previous teacher, Mr. Far. They were on the edge of mastery. They never truly mastered their rune. Today, you're given something that you can deny, and you will likely fail to achieve. True rune mastery, more than title. Something that Mother Nature had. You know, in her party back in the day, books are true. She's the only one that actually mastered her rune in the final conflict. Not the rest of them. Not Palm to many years after. And there were other groups out there too. So if your entire party were to master your runes, you'd be the legends of tomorrow today. Hey, that sounds like a good title for a book, Judith. Write that down too. Legends of Tomorrow Today. Anyways, I just wanted to reassure you, Sora, that you are being something unique, something real, not pretend. And that's not to say your old master, Mr. Far, was pretend. He was on the verge of breaking through, but he didn't quite get there. Maybe this could be your way of showing him that he didn't let you down at all.
And that I did not let him down.
I'm sure he'd be very proud of all of you today. The masters and the elders will be able to see you. You know, the elders haven't mastered their rune either. They failed the trials, which is why you need to be ready. Yesterday's defeat bring you back to the world of reality. That you won't always win. The trials are no exception. I suggest you come clean, or you skip the trials entirely. You may expect victory, but what awaits you is possibly defeat. And that's all the wisdom I'm allowed for one day, so I'm gonna go back under Bojack's ass now.
Thank you for your wisdom, Dovo.
Hey, I did still beat the three-legged samurai.
That he did. Sora would look to Judith. It is up to you to deny it, Judith, but these things threaten your world too. And whether you agree with me or not, I will always view you as a verse, along with the rest of us. I think you would make an excellent master, because you don't view it as power, you view it as truth.
She would just, she would nod, but stay silent.
But one thing's for certain, if we don't figure out how to fight our adversaries, then no matter how much power we gain, it could be for naught. More knowledge of who we fight will be required at some point.
You, Baby Mellow. And Inkwell points to a sign. It's time.
Well, verses. Our song is starting.
Phoenix will turn towards her new construct. A little piece of foliage just popped up on his head. She'll reach over and yank that out and tap him on the head. All right, you. Let's see what you got. Come on.
You will do just fine. You made him after all.
It's just I spent so much time on Jenkins. This one's kind of last minute throw together.
Some of the most beautiful things happen unexpectedly.
She smiles at you.
Hey, you coming?
Oh yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Excellent. And just like that, their journeys to the trials to where the entire party has hopes of mastering their rune, or at least most of them. Will they achieve that, or will they only be a master in title alone? We'll find out beginning of what we're reached for in 10 minutes. We all take a break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run down, grab some of that dinner.
Welcome back to the Sweet Bean campaign, everybody. Our traveling and loading screen, but if you are here, then we have completed our long load. The characters have arrived in front of the elders. Do I have music for this? I'm going to pretend and say yes, but I probably don't. Here we go. Don't like it? Here we go. As planned. So you can see the Dell monks, chuls, and shoreline scrappers are performing a ritual dance. The elders are looking at each of you. The time has come. But first, this will be more appropriate to the actual dungeon. I'm gonna change that. All right, guys, got it on my first try. Gotta make the big buck. Anyways, you all are staying before the elders, and Tilo, Gerdo, and Hyrian see all of you. Today, you take a step that few have ever took, to walk a path that many must run and never be able to achieve. To see a dream that even us elders still envision. True rune mastery. Not a title, not a position, not a role in the world's government, or to make people feel safe because the master's around, but the real, genuine article. Or perhaps you'll fail, which is a possibility as well. In any case, one by one, I need each of you to step forward. I will gleam for you and for everyone what potential will come your way. For now, it'll just be a taste. And also prepare your bodies for what it needs to adapt to receive the powers. When I call you forward, you must tell me that you are ready to take on these trials. We will engage in small, petty conversation, and then you will return to the lineup. Do you all understand? Good. Judith, boom! Step forward, young lady.
Yes.
For years uncounted, in times lost, you've scribed the world around you. Your journey is true. And you believe in many things, perhaps none at all. But Far Inferno, this I do. I see in your future a great power. But first I ask, do you want to take the trial or do you want to spectate it?
You will think back to Sora's words before, and normally she would definitely just go and say spectate, but she will look to the elders and say, I would like to take it if that's all right.
Excellent. Now, a desire to be satisfactory still escapes us. This won't do? Maybe this will. She looks at you, passion in her eyes. You are bright, Judith Bloom. You represent all of the light. Soon your ability to transmit your body, the frequencies of sound and energy will vastly improve. You will, at will, cast away the piece of metal that once served you and envelop yourself in Far Inferno's might. A spell feared by many, even if it's an early arcana. The guiding bolt for you is a passive trait with unlimited use. And that is just a peek into what all of the lights brings. Are you prepared to take this great power into your vessel?
To be used respectfully and to be used to always be in the search of truth? Yes.
Indeed. Soon your light will shine. No darkness will triumph. Truth Seeker is the Rune Master name you will be given. Truth Seeker Judith. And then she whispers, this is still in an edible state where you can change it. We're going to make a plaque for you. Do you like Truth Seeker, young lady?
Judith just smiles and says, let's make sure we let's make sure I get through this trial before we start making plaques and changing names, okay?
You look back. Oh, no, on the black red shirt? There's doubts in there, huh? She sits down. You're right. You're right. I got excited. You just all seem so special. You may return to the lineup, Judith Bloom. Step forward, Phoenix.
She will look forward.
Phoenix. For the longest time, the Shadow Runes have been given hate. And that hate was bolstered by the events in Icarus, I will add. But in any case, there's one thing the world must know. The moon, not something to be feared. It is our guide against ever darkness tides. The last light the evening offers before sun rises and when it hides. A treasure about the moon, we would have nothing. So I ask you, are you ready to go upon trials where your life may be forfeit?
I am.
Oh, I can see it now. Oh, yeah, I can see it now. Thousands. Shrine of 1,000 shines. The ultimate ability. All of the Shadowfire symbols embedded into one deity. Creature. Haunting. But for you, guiding.
I am intrigued.
Are you prepared?
I am prepared to do what needs to be done to set right the things that I have made wrong.
And for you, your title was most intriguing. They say the metal gods have left a nasty taste in our mind. You will be the metal goddess.
If anybody's paying attention, her mouth almost went into a smirk, but then she gets it back together. She nods her head.
Go ahead and just start on that plaque, Kilo. Just go ahead. Woo. It's been a long time since we had people come into the trials. No one ever gets this far. Our trials is not that they're very difficult. It's that there are very few people are ever given a chance by the master who is below, the brother of the islands of the turtles, the one who will train you to ascend to proper rune mastery. If girls, stand forward.
Thank you, elders.
I know we come from similar backgrounds and our professionalism is important, but I'm just so goddamn giddy right now, Lilith. Can you feel the energy in the air?
Yes, I can.
Need I even ask if Mother's finest will step into the quarry?
Let not the question cross your lips. I am prepared.
Oh, baby. Now, with that said, I know you understand your obligations to Mother Nature means that you'll be returning to her soon. But the world will call you to the fight again. Will you answer?
Without hesitation.
And look upon what is gifted to you. Family is important, is it not?
Undoubtedly.
You keep the treasures of the trees and the treasures of your descendants and those before you, indeed. Those like your husband that stand by your side even now. Those before them, his grandfather and grandfathers are proud. You're the time-sworn totem, the ability to scribe ultimate magic into the one you love most. A series of practical techniques that will make you near unstoppable, and if necessary, dropping totems as large as the sky to crash upon your enemies. I say.
I accept the task set before me, and I hope I live up to everyone's expectations.
Your title is not like the rest. Your title is more of a symbol, a position, a promise. There have been talks with Mother Nature, and she has far too many years to yet retire. But for now, your title is Mother's Next. One day, be it 50 or 1,000, you will step into her role, the watcher of this world when she retires. Through you are set.
Now you see her have a pause. I'm not sure if I'm worthy of such an honor, but if she herself feels I'm worthy, then I'll try to live up to her trust in me.
You are the time sworn now. You will do great things. If Mother Nature was here, she would tell you she is proud that you are a feathered fury. She would also tell you that you have quite the wait ahead, because she ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Now get back in line and get ready for the fight.
She gives a bow and steps back in line.
There might be an edit in there. Actually, she's going home soon. So you're from these isles, so you shall go last. But don't let it go to your head. It doesn't mean you're the best.
Understood.
Step forward, Reinhold.
Reinhold steps forward.
Step back, Reinhold. You're from the islands as well.
Slowly scoots back.
Ruta. Hurry up, Rizlord.
What, Lord?
Don't worry about it. Just know that if your relationship doesn't work out, I won't require anything. No tender touch. All right, listen up. Ruta. Be prepared for the trials ahead.
Yes.
Your rune is terrifying, if I'll be honest. My ability to see
Shocker.
your potential is, dare I say, corrupting. Up to now, you've been able to use your spear, vehicle, to destroy your enemies. But your true power has always been your blood, that of your many clones in yourself. And that's why when you ascend, you will become the Sanguine Seraphim. Now this form will inspire fear and dread because of its looks. You decide how it's used. The power to siphon your opponent's dry, power to avert even death's lie. How damn you make them devils cry. In any case, Emrut, we have a title for you. And it's a simple title. The Blood Angel.
Oh, sounds lovely.
I wanted to go with the Riz Angel, but I was overruled 2 out of 3. Well, if you're fine with that, get back in line.
Yeah, I got a brand.
Step forward, Reinhold.
Now he steps forward, but he's like a little bit cautious.
Do not step back. Reinhold, when we first found you, your father, or Father Thimble, whatever you prefer to call it, he took you in on the islands to protect against creatures like Hyperion. But you were not alone. You remember the young lady who was by your side?
Yes.
And you remember what sacrifices she made?
He kind of just like stares down at the ground for a moment. I won't ever be able to forget.
Nor should you. Listen up, Reinhold. You've been holding on to something, as your name implies. Her spirit, her fight is not over. He has watched you even now. It is rare for a Rune Warrior's most important person to carry on with them. The last time this happened was with an individual called Deucalion, where his rune was the embodiment of his deceased wife. Your rune is a fusion. You and your better half forming into one colossal creature to watch over the world as the world servant, which is also the title you'll be given, All of Ivor.
If I might be so bold, my request a title that was often passed down within my tribe for quite some time.
Step back in line. I'm kidding, of course you can make requests. This is all about you.
Simply Guardian.
Simply Guardian. Now, is that with Simply or just Guardian?
Just Guardian.
All right, change, edit the plaque. You already made his plaque, you fools. Oh, don't worry, we'll make you a new one.
He
What do
gives
you
a nod.
mean? You knew he'd love it. He doesn't love it, bro. All right, Reinhold, you may step back in line. You see, Gerdo is just going crazy right now. The fact that she's about to send you guys into these trials. She's been preparing for this day for dozens of years, which for the turtles is a long time, not for an elf. And this is the first time she's sending someone into the real trial. She looks down. Son Sora, their food.
Masters.
You were born upon these shores, and you're destined to take this trial today. And you are ready, right?
Every step I've taken since I've left this island has led me to this very moment. I am ready.
Well, while that's not true, I do believe that you're ready. There have been many a fuckery with you growing up.
Some parts due to me, yes.
I looked into you, and I saw something from Zion himself. A glimpse of a placement. A seat that has gone unchecked for long times. That must be filled. And that is why you will become the Simeon of the 12.
Seat untaken. Do you mean the original sin's first seat?
It has been given to a bastard who shall be forgotten before long. Now empty. You'll be given the power to protect that chair. Perhaps one day sit in it yourself. The chair is empty for now. Perhaps one day you'll rise. Today is that first step in a long journey. Become as great as those who first walked this world. Nay, become greater since they also ruined it.
I will only do what it takes to make the world better. That is my promise.
Now get back in line. Trusty animal. Everyone, take this time to talk to each other. Then we descend into the trials. Be ready very, very soon. Hyrian looks at you all and bows and walks to the other side and gets onto this crescent moon. Hilo gets onto the other one. And then the elder stands in the center. and they begin to open the gateway towards the trials itself. You guys have some time to engage each other, and then we'll probably end the session on the start of the trial.
Sora, is there any legends or anything about this trial? We have any idea what we're going up against?
Only that it is only allowed to those chosen by all the masters, and not even that, but those that rule the world. We are given an opportunity none may see for centuries more.
So no, basically.
Essentially.
Okay.
It's alright, it's never stopped us before.
If there's anyone I have ever seen that is even capable of these trials, it is all of you.
It's an honor to take this trial with you all.
And it'll be an honor to take this with you, Mothers, next.
I'm not sure how comfortable I am with being called that, but
Yeah, let's not say the names just yet.
Breathe in that confidence, friends.
I mean, yeah, but if we don't get it, it's gonna feel kind of weird to be like, hey, you know.
Yeah.
pass or fail, we are recognized by the true masters of our world. So let's not let them down. Let's give it our all.
No matter the outcome, I am so proud of all of you. I will carry the hope with us. We will do this.
One step at a time.
And for your character, something to consider is having the surface revelation of your runes and what they bring to the table. How are you all feeling about that as you discuss? So I don't know if some of you are afraid of your powers. Shrine of 1000 Shine looks scary, but also Amrit descending to this blood angel. What is going through your characters' heads with this revelation?
If Phoenix was Amrit, she wouldn't want the Blood Angel title, that's for sure. But she has embraced the shadows so much, she is actually wondering what are these new signs, because she's not heard of them before. And she's going to distract herself by looking over Not Jenkins and making sure he's ready to go.
Excellent.
Judith is similarly thinking of like these titles and stuff, and you know, she has a it's complicated when it comes to some of this stuff, like with Lilith saying that we were recognized by the true masters of this world. To her, she's like, that's like it doesn't sit well with her, the idea of people who are just above everyone else. But there's a lot of things in the path ahead that in order to help other people, she's gonna have to actually get her hands dirty a bit. So she also is gonna think in her mind of try to think of other titles for some of them. So if they don't sound like complete villains, like a few of them do, but she will see if she'll just go to Phoenix and go, can I help a little bit? Just to help keep her mind clear.
Yeah, and she'll give you little things to do.
Thanks.
And
This
what?
stupid plant life keeps popping up on his head, and she plucks another one off of him.
Would I have in any kind of like research, like would I know anything about these plants? Do they look from this world at all?
Are you nature proficiency? I can't remember.
pull up the old sheet. Sorry. Nature. I'm pretty good with religion, and I thought I had history. And then I switched one of them out for religion a while ago.
Yeah, and I mean, you wouldn't be able to guess what they are. I mean, Lilith, you're involved in the conversation. You can try to inspect them.
Give me some other time.
Okay. In the future, Phoenix, that's also an avenue you could pursue. Yeah, they're definitely, they're not standard. Just by looking at them.
Okay.
And Lilith, you about to say something?
Lilith always having, a strong connection with the forces of nature and the many facets it takes. Kind of been given this insight of these time-sworn totems and how she may further embolden her connection with the Revenant of Aiden. Kind of gives her more encouragement to continue along this path and to help her in her endeavors to ultimately rescue her husband and child. So for her, this trial is everything. So she steels herself to push forward.
All right. We've got Emirate, Reinhold, and Sora. How are any of you feeling? Of course, all your titles. And make sure you let them know so they don't put their shit on the plaque. I guess I'll call out one of you since a lot of times you guys don't want to talk to somebody else. Might. Emirate, how are you feeling about this? And did you feel like it was always going to go back to being blood?
Pretty much, yeah. He can keep a theme. He knows this. Just as long as he points in the right direction, he's fine. He's a terrorizer. That's all right.
Okay. Sora.
The Simeon of the 12. They are asking her to take a seat that the Great Deceiver Forsaken, which means she will be next to. She'll have a great responsibility, and the acceptance that she will always be the one to contend against the Great Deceiver for as long as she lives. And despite this heavy responsibility in front of her, she can't help but think about everyone who has gotten her here to this very moment as she smiles and looks to her staff. Looks like me and you are going to be best friends for quite a long time, Zabi. For I am Sora, and I will be known as Simeon of the 12.
There's no comment. But I did read the message.
He put me on red. Got it.
He gonna remember that though.
All right, and next, who do we have left? Oh, Reinhold or Doggy.
Reinhold, hearing about the potential power that is offered to him at the moment, kind of just smirks to himself, hearing everything. Even in your death, you're still trying to take care of me. Thank you. And he just steals his gaze forward at the dust ahead.
All right. The elders look to the ground. And you see Girdle's crying. Shelmon can start whispering to her, but she's crying for two reasons. This is glorious, and they made all the plaques. We'll have to redo many or all of them, and it will cost me a lot of money. The plaques were made out of Voltanium, and the words were etched with broken, sprinkled diamonds. I know it's excessive, but goddamn am I an excessive person. In any case, are you ready to descend? The floor here opens up into the mouth of the Isles, into the belly of Tengal himself, to the trials of the masses.
Sora will look to everyone. Verses, this will not be our final verse, but yet another chapter that people will sing and look to for inspiration. Let us begin.
Okay. And as each of you kind of jump into this hole down into the trial, give me your final thoughts. The first time in history, we're actually going to end at 11 on time. Because the trial, so minor spoiler, the moment we get down there, it's just going to pop off, and then we're going to run late. So with that said, give me your final thoughts as you jump into these holes. We'll go as we always do from left to right. So that'll be Lilith, Phoenix, Amber, Rhino, do the char. Lilith, your final thought as you descend into this hole, into the trials.
Just what this next chapter is going to hold for her, and being recognized as Mother Nature's successor, the next in line, and how this expectation has been placed on her shoulders, and she's wanting to try her best to live up to it. That, and just wondering what effect this will have on her connection with Aiden's Revenant. Just wondering how this will affect her in the long run. So all these thoughts coursing through her mind.
Then you disappear into the vaults below. You see a beautiful ancient door. It's a puzzle of sorts. It looks like a maze or a labyrinth. You've got to trace a little node all the way through to get to the other side to unlock this door. Probably smarter minds will have to tackle this initial project, but you can see that it's so vast that a large creature could walk through it with ease, meaning that this little labyrinth puzzle that seems to shift occasionally will be the first of many challenges. But alas, others are descending and dropping next to you. In fact, one individual perfect to solve such a puzzle. So starting with the initial leap and then your first impressions of the puzzle, Phoenix, give us your outro.
Well, as Lilith disappears into the hole in front of her, Phoenix quickly takes her cloak and does a little, or she takes her hands on each side and pushes it behind her, casting Featherfall on all the people that remain, because she doesn't know how far down it is, but including Not Jenkins. And she will float down there beside Lilith and take a look at this puzzle, and she's going to smile, because that freaking obstacle course she was frustrated with, she is happy to start with something she can help with.
Excellent. It looks like a piece of art, but it's also going to require the brain power. Next in order, Emery. Jump it down before you take in whatever's down there. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts? Showtime. That's all he says as they descend.
Right. The moment you enter this underground dungeon, this cathedral of ancient orders, you can feel the blood coursing through the veins of your allies, probably a product of the power you'll soon obtain or fail to retrieve. Everyone's here ready to walk away with their powers, but stronger minds will tell you it's not guaranteed. I'm sure you'll try nonetheless. That's why you're here. Reinhold, you'll jump. Your thoughts?
Reinhold, as he descends to the lower level, for a moment seems to just see something that isn't the staircase. An old friend walking ahead of him and just reaching a hand out, a smile across her face. And he just smirks as he continues walking forward. May I honor your memory. And awaits the trial ahead.
Awesome. Judith?
Judith will step in and just think that her past lives never got to experience something like this, so it'll be something that she'll be able to pass on to herself in the future, maybe. But other than that, she's living in the present and ready to go.
That's true. One day someone will trance and see Judith. You'll have more knowledge to share. Sora, your outro and the end of tonight.
Sora to the last to fall. As she comes to land, there's almost like a updraft of wind that catches her because of slow fall into her wind rune. Landing gently, yet the wind keeps swirling around her, as if motivating her, as if pushing her forward. She stands as this wind encircles not just her, but then slowly encircles her entire party, as her eyes will begin to glow. Versus, let us begin.
Beginning shall. Now, to give you a little sight, a little glimpse, and to see if Roll20 is going to crash because it's a big fucking map. Let's put you in that cramped little corner and see
Little limit testing.
what we're going to see. Let me know if you motherfuckers got sight.
Holy shit, you weren't lying when you said this is a big map.
Oh, yes. The trials. Everyone can see, everyone's good in this corner here. Obviously, you can't see much. You're in a small room with the door closed.
Yep,
It is very cramped.
sights here.
Excellent.
Yes.
All just crunched up.
So, as you all stand up and look towards the door, you can see that there are 3 little nodes that have to be traced through this massive labyrinth turtle shell through the mouth of it. But I did promise you that the tournament was going to kick off right away, and it's true. Because the moment it begins to light up in here, the wall behind you collapses. Spikes begin racing towards you. But don't worry, we'll race towards them next week. Thank you all for playing Phantoms of the Passage. This is episode 66. That's right, Order 66, and I'm about to kill some Jedis. Everyone say good night to the stream.
Right.
Good night, stream.
Good
Nice
night.
stream.
Night.
It's your boy Dark Sidious, and I'm lightning out.
Out of fear, we kept running, tried to hide away. Can you hear? War is coming, beckoning our fate. This is the day that we stand up, this is the day we fight. We'll take our place, we won't give in, our victory is in sight. Only a sword in our hand, but we enter the lion's den. We're not waiting for a war.